Welcome back, friends. I got a good video for you today. Who likes some base-to-base action? I do. I hope you do. So this is a 3-on-1 scenario. It starts with a 2-on-1, 2 against 1. And another player comes a bit later in the game. What I'm doing right now is I'm looking at my enemies or my rival units. What do you have? So they both have 2 howitzer each. So I know that if I kill 4 howitzer, I know that they are most of the job is done to neutralize them, to neutralize their attack, so I can strike back. Okay, when you do base to base or when you get siege, your biggest fear or your strongest threat is enemy howitzer. You want to take those units first because it's the units that will do the most damage, and it's also the units that are easier to kill. As you can see, it's already started. I'm maybe at 15-20% health already gone because I wasn't ready yet, but I accept the challenge anyways. It doesn't matter. I'm strong enough to hold my ground against these 2 guys. I know them very well. Colt was my maiden alliance, and I know how they play. So when you deal with multiple enemies, my thinking or my philosophy is I want to take care of the most dangerous rival first. I know that not this guy, but the other guy, Cobra, even though he's less powerful, he's more skilled. He got more experience. He got a million more kills than the other guy, than Sarto Decima. So I want to take this guy out as soon as possible. Okay, so I'm gonna do the voiceover and I'm gonna describe what I'm doing so you can learn from this. This video is 35 minutes long. It's packed with action. There's a little few dead timeout or less busy, but most of the time it's jam-packed with action. When you deal with multiple enemies, okay, so hold on. So I'm gonna open fire. I'm gonna try to burn this guy. I take the opportunity of him having a few less units alive in his base to burn him. Okay, when you do base to base, you want to be attacked first, then counter, and when your enemy has a lot of troop missing, now it's your time to counter attack and burn him. Right now I'm using some training buff, meaning that I will gain a 500% speed increase when training. You see how fast my howitzer train? These are the most time-consuming units to train, so I'm gonna enjoy this buff for 10 minutes. I'm gonna train fast because when you deal with multiple enemies, I was about to say that, when you deal with multiple enemies, you cannot afford to lose all your troops. As soon as you do, you're most likely dead. If you deal with a smart enemy that will detect your missing units enough, they will seize that opportunity to burn you quick, especially if they work together. Now I'm gonna take my plane out because I'm taking too much fire. It's useless to waste those units, as this is not the point of the exercise. I keep on training, make sure all my troops are on top, on their maximum capacity. And you notice that I use my barrack extension, the 40% barrack extension. If you don't know what I'm talking about, these are combat buffs that you obtain. I think it's starting level VIP 16. I have to verify that, but I'll do a video dedicated to those buffs. So I have the rapid training buff and I have the troop expansion at 40%. So I'm going to prepare another attack. I open fire with my heavy and I open fire with my artillery. I'm ready to garrison as soon as I get counter. So I lose the least amount of troop. Now this heavy, even if he's a grade 10, I'm not going to try to go toe-to-toe with him. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of damage, and as soon as he attack with his other artillery, I'm going to garrison back. There's no point of going toe-to-toe against armor with your artillery. It's useless. You're going to waste a lot of troops. You see, I just take him out with my bomber. You want to use the right unit against the right target at the right time. Okay, you don't want to lose units just because you want to burn him absolutely. That's not smart. So he's opening fire with his super heavy. I garrison back my artillery, then my base will pick up his howitzer. He will pull out his howitzer. I'm gonna counter. You see, boom. I took a lot of his units. Same thing for Cobra. I'm gonna counter him. The base is gonna do the trick. And even though you're on the defense, okay, I'm countering his, you see his artillery right there. I did some significant damage. Now my base is gonna do the rest. They're gonna stick around, and that mistake will cost them a lot of units. So now you notice another player just came in. This base is a bit weaker, well, a lot weaker. I think he's 80 million power. I'm not gonna bother with this weaker base. Why? Because, like I said, I rather deal with the most dangerous base, the biggest threat, before dealing that the weakest base. Why is that? If, let's say, I get rid of that weak base right there, okay, the risk of somebody else more powerful to airdrop is really high. So I rather keep this guy right as So I rather keep this guy where he is, so I know that he cannot inflict much damage to me. He's not a problem for me. So I want to deal with this guy first, this guy second, and if I survive, dig this guy last. That's the way I'm thinking. If you have a better way or another way, just that's awesome. That's how I deal with multiple threats. Now, since I've started the bad way on, I had an average start, I'm gonna use these two buffs. And when you see this logo right there next to your name, everybody can see that. Me, my team, or my enemy, they can see this. It means that I have a 30% increase in garrison damage and a 30% increase in base durability. So it will be more challenging for them to burn me down. So I'm already half burned, so I have to be careful not to do mistake. So the key rule to survive this kind of siege or base to base is, first, like I said, make sure you don't lose all your troops. And second, take your time. There's no rush. Don't do stupid things at the wrong moment, okay? There are 3 against you. if they work together, they could burn you really quick. So you have to cancel their attack or try to burn them as much as you can. So they're going to prepare the attack. I kind of expect that. So I aim at this is artillery with my medium. I'm getting counter, so I'm going to garrison back. I'm taking too much fire. I use the range to my advantage. So I'm going to garrison back as soon as he engage me. Now my base is going to track another target automatically. Like this, they will garrison back. I will use my duo of our howitzer to counter this guy, which I did. Now the base taking over. So look at this guy. I'm going to duo tag team his artillery. He's gone already. So I'm doing some good damage there. It happens really quick. You have to, when you deal with that much enemy, it's hard to track everything. For them, it's easy because they only have to track me. For me, it's really hard. Now, you see how much troops is missing? I'm going to seize that moment to counter. Okay? And now I'm kind of breaking my own rules of not losing too much troops, but I have to seize this moment when he's at his weakest. So it's kind of a do or die moment where you have to push a little bit more to inflict enough damage. So I'm going to go for another round. I open fire with my medium this time. You don't want to leave your troop there taking fire for nothing. Only one tank or even a pair of tanks is not enough to inflict enough damage to a base. Certainly not at their level. So now this guy is 3 units out of 5 are gone. I could try to burn him, but if I do, I'll get surrounded by these two guys. So this is, like I said, you have to take your time. It could be a good idea, but it's going to end up like a bad idea because I will lose even more troops. And right now, I'm not fully trained yet, so it's not a good deal. So once again, you have to be patient. Train to 100%, and then repeat the attack. And I know that this guy alone won't try to burn me. He's not strong enough. They need to work together because if everyone goes in sequence, they will just burn one by one. So far, they're doing a good job. They're working together. When somebody attacked, the other attack as well. And you notice that these two howitzer, they are linked together. Why is that? Because two howitzer is better than one, obviously. So you will inflict more damage when you try to counter. You just select those two, and you click, you press attack, and they will take care of the rest. You have time to do one salvo and then garrison back. So we'll refresh my training speed. Make sure I stay in the fight. And those buffs are awesome, by the way. I know I said I'll make a specific video about that, but in that video I will describe you what they do exactly and when you use it. When is the best time to use those buffs. there is some downtime. I will try to accelerate this process so you don't fall asleep. And I know sometimes it's hard to view or follow because I'm moving a lot. I'm used to that. I want to make sure that nobody try to sneak up behind me or everything is under control. It's like a reflex. It's muscle memory. I hope it doesn't make you too dizzy. I'm just screwing around. They are waiting. I know what they're doing. They're waiting for me to attack so they can counter me and seize the moment when I have maybe half of my troops. But I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna attack. In this scenario, I'm the one defending. They are the aggressor. I'm the prey, if I can say. So now they're getting ready. He will initiate the attack. I will garrison, and my base will track this artillery, and I will counter. Boom! With mine, you see, I took out some of his troops. I'm gonna link two howitzer together. I'm gonna prepare the attack. Right there. Boom! Again. I know it's hard to follow sometimes. Everything is happening so quick, and there's so many things at the same time. It's a matter of getting used to it. And no matter how good you are at defending, when you're against three enemies, you will lose troops. It's a given. It's so now he's almost dead. I'm gonna go high risk, high reward. I'm taking fire, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't have enough units to counter me. His friend will try to inflict as much damage as he can. I train as soon as possible to stay in the fight. You see how much health I took? So I'm gonna go for another round. So I position this artillery there, him. I'm gonna garrison back because he's taking too much fire. You see, even though if I break my own rule of suffering a little bit, I don't go overboard. When I'm losing too much, I give up. I garrison back, reset. Don't forget to train. So he's half dead with his troops. This guy is in good shape, but they need more firepower. They need more troops to attack again. And now I'm not being careful. You see how much military funds I have left? I should replenish this before I train, but when you're in the middle of the fight, you don't see that. So I'm gonna counter, boom, like that, and this one also. So he doesn't have any more artillery left. Why? Remember in the beginning, when you see inside the base, you know how much howitzer, how much artillery, what units he have. So I got those two howitzer. I know he have nothing to defend and attack because I'm gonna go for this super heavy. But unfortunately, he garrisoned just in time. I manage one salvo. And this guy also got the rapid training. He's training faster, too fast for my taste, so he got something going on. Oh yeah, he got the firepower, the 30% firepower increase when his troops are garrisoned. So he's trying to hang in. So I conduct another attack. I will unleash everything to expedite the process. Ooh, I lost a few units there. No issue. Now you see I'm out of funds, so I will go in my pocket and look for some emergency money. Always a good thing before entering combat, make sure that you're not interrupted with money issue or stuff like that. Bad idea. And you wonder why for the players who've playing this game more than a year, like me, you wonder why there's not much base to base anymore. Now it's all army group. Why? Look at my reserves. I start with more than 10,000. I'm already at 7,590. Base to base, even if you're defending, it costs a lot of reserves. So I'm not blaming them to abandon base to base and go for army groups. Army groups, you could burn 20 bases back to back and lose a minimum of unit because this game is based on teamwork, right? So when you go base to base, it's individual against individual. So yes, you will suffer more. I still enjoy it, don't get me wrong. But to be more effective, you have to be with somebody else. You have to be with a duo or trio or a threesome, foursome. It is much better. And with army groups, you benefit from additional buff that will give you more power and more durability. So maybe the game will change in the future, who knows. So now everybody is trained. It's the waiting game. So all my buffs are in order. The training speed, you see, it's almost gone. So I have to watch that. Okay. So initiate the attack. I will single this artillery guy. Yeah, I did some good damage. The base will take care of the rest. I use my tank to attack his howitzer. This guy is going for more. Sorry. Boom, boom. So now it's this guy who's almost gone. I use the rapid training again. Yes. Excellent. So this guy is almost gone. I could go for him, but it's useless because I'll be stuck between two enemies. So is this the final round for him? See the red laser of death? Now I blew him up. I can take care of this guy who's almost dead, so that's perfect. I'm out of funds again. Yeah, it costs reserve. Like I said, base to base costs an excessive amount of reserves and an excessive amount of military funds, especially if you have advanced troops like high level troops. They cost more money to train. So when you okay, so I use my medium because he got a weaker base, weaker defense, should I say. And what do we have here? He's coming back. Can't leave me alone. He's a party pooper because, well, good for him. He wants to help his friend. And hold on, you see how much health he just gained back? He uses SOS ticket. That gives you an additional airlift and 30% health right away. So now I have to be careful. I don't have much troops in my barracks. That's why I'm using my tank to defend and not my artillery. I don't want to lose anymore. I train back. Big spender. Attaboy, 126 million. Sometimes I click too fast and I don't see what I'm doing. I forgot to train this howitzer right there. So someone asking if I need help. I don't need help. This is just for fun. Can I accelerate? Oops, sorry. Okay. I make sure I'm well positioned. I'm gonna burn him. So once again, I use this howitzer, and when I garrison back, this base is gonna track all the weaker units automatically. You don't have to do anything. See this? Boom, right there. So he took a hit from a howitzer, and the base took the rest. As soon as you see that red laser beam, you know what's coming. You have to be ready to garrison back. You don't, especially against a strong base, you don't want to leave your units outside. Even if you think you can maybe have a chance to kill this troop. Nope, it's too fast. You will lose. So I know they're preparing something. They're plotting against me. I can feel it. They must be saying them to themselves, we have to burn this guys. When you see me garrison the howitzer there, it's because he's not well positioned. You have to travel too far. So by the time he's engaging and he's under attack, by the time I garrison, I will most likely lose all my units. So you want to be really close to your base so you can go back to safety. Now they're trying really hard. Oh, so much thing going on. Try to counter as much as I can. I'm losing quite a few units in this process. Thankfully, my base is holding up and doing a good job. You see, I counter him pretty good. So I'm gonna go for this. The base is gonna go for this guy. Now it's, whoop, this guy will die. This guy as well. Now I know I'm running out of time and health. And they try really hard. They really want to push it. You see, they keep going out, back in, out, back in, because they see this and they know they're really close to killing me, to kill me. But what happens when you push too much? You get burned. You see? Now he's out. Okay, he doesn't know, but he's out. I'm celebrating because I survived. And I'm gonna go for the juggler. I'm gonna stay in the fight just to finish him. As soon as he blew up, I garrison back. I'm not gonna bother with his troops. Now at this point, he could relocate, but he knows that I have so little health, so he's gonna go for. He's gonna go do or die. Ugh. You know what? I should have used my bomber. I didn't think about it. Of course, when you're in the action, you don't think about that. I could have done this or that. Well, that's it. So I'm gonna show you the battle report soon. Hold on. So this is the first battle report. 496 kills, 1,460 kills, 670 kills. Still positive. This almost lost, almost broke even. 775 kills, 50. This it's a negative. 318 for 0. 925 against 506. Yep, that's it, guys. That's it. Yeah. Oh, some more? Yes, why not? So that's it, guys. I hope you liked that video. 3 against 1, it's not an easy task. Either you need a really strong base, or maybe you're lucky and the enemy is quite weak and don't know what they're doing. In that case, they knew what they're doing. I know them, they know how to play, and it shows up. Even if you have a really strong base, it's all about technique and teamwork. Of course, one-on-one, they had no chance, but it wouldn't make that video interesting. So, like I said, I hope you like the video. More is coming, more new content. If you like it, thumbs up, guys. It really helps me. If not, I see you on the battlefield. Take care.